Good morning, everyone. This is the Happy Life Brand Podcast, episode number 25. We're less than a month to Christmas, so in 1 month will be next year, and we don't know what next year is going to bring. We don't know what next week is going to bring. It looks like more shutdowns, more pain, more death, more sickness, more COVID variants, more of everything. And it's hard in between all of those things to try to keep hoping for new and better days to come. Is it too much to ask for, I don't know, better love, better relationships, better jobs, better homes? Should we just look at what we have and be thankful for what we had? Are we asking for too much? I wanted to talk about pain and emotion. Why the two together? I had a meeting a couple of days ago with a doctor, a female doctor. I call her my official drug dealer because she's my pain manager. For those of you who are listening, and thank you if you are, welcome back. I may have told you that I do have some health issues, like most of us. All of us have some kind of pain, some kind of issues, and we, just try to make every day go by. Sometimes pain takes over. Some of us ease the pain with alternative therapies, drugs, alcohol, sex, play, games, adrenaline, any kind of junky games, or just breathing, meditation, yoga, nature, healing, music, all of the above, none of the above. And while I was talking to her, she brought to my attention that, although I'm complaining a lot, don't we all complain about pain? She said, "You're very lucky." She said, "I have patients coming in. They don't say right away, but," she said, "when I, talk a bit more to them," and she does take the time, thank God. She does, listen to you, and sometimes she just doesn't ask questions, she lets you speak. So she says, "Some of my patients don't eat every day." And of course, then the guilt trip comes over me, and I'm like, I am so sorry. I know I shouldn't complain. I am in one of the richest countries of the world, like someone says to me. But it doesn't make my pain less real. And we've talked about this before. So she said, no, it's not about making you feel guilty about your pain, but realize this is your pain, and what you need to do is make the difference between pain and emotion, because we're prompt to reach out to anything that can ease the pain without asking ourselves, is this real pain? Is this real physical pain, or is it emotional pain? And if it is emotional pain, could we do something about it? Her advice was, change your mind. Look outside, listen to music, go outside and breathe. Okay, right now it's snowing here, so that's not a good advice for me, but she said, look outside, look at the birds, do something that you really like. And first of all, try to surround yourself with people that have good intention for you, that are good for you. If they're going to be negative, if they're going to put you down, if they are going to speak in a way that is not good for you, and if they're going to have any kind of negative vibration, stay away from them, because you can do that on your own. So, and if you can't surround yourself with nice people, just be yourself, be by yourself. And she said, meditate, breathe, just make the difference between actual physical pain and emotions which you want to tone down, because whatever you're going to do, whatever you're going to take is only going to be a patch, because those emotions are coming back, and they're like tsunamis. They get their strength from the suppression. And I'm telling you out of experience, they don't go away. And anything that happens during the day will feed them in strength and in power, and they will overtake your life. And you can't even function your brain. But then you reach out to pain medication, and you go into a half coma, and you go into a half existence because your brain isn't functioning right. And you reach out to a lot of people, and you send out emergency messages and cry for help messages. And people at the other end are like, what the hell? Or should I do something? Or can I just ignore? And you'll see doors shutting down, and you'll see people just turning around. But you don't realize that right away because you're still in your fog, right? But when you get out of your whatever drug-induced, medication-induced, adrenaline, or whatever you've reached out to, whatever you tried, when you come back to reality, you realize it doesn't work. It was only good for so many hours. And even there, how do you feel after that? How is the reality check when you're back? So I know Christmas is around the door for those who celebrate, and for those who don't, we're still getting, washed away with everybody else. And it can be tough on us because some of us want to be with families and we cannot, thanks to COVID or regulation or quarantine or vaccination or lockdowns or whatever else. Some of us don't have a family. Some of us don't get along. Some of us don't want to see others. Some of us are not in a mental or physical state to see anybody. You don't want to let anybody in, or you think you're going to be a crybaby, and you don't want to ruin somebody else's day. So we are all going to experience another very strange holiday period. So if this is going to be your case, and I'll be thinking of you, because a lot of us are on the same page on this one. We're on the same boat. We're just trying to get through this horrendous time again. But we need to keep hoping that something else will come. Maybe better, maybe just different. I'll go for different, because better, I don't know better. Better is when you compare two things. What if we cannot compare what's coming to us? And think about, if you can, for 2 minutes, for those who are less blessed, for those who are less fortunate, for those who live on the street, for those who don't eat, for those who are sick, for those who are dying on their own. Yeah, I know, not very cheerful, but I want you to be aware of your emotions. I want you to accept your emotions, but I want you to deal with your emotions, because I want to try to deal with mine. And it's a hell of a job, because you need to accept that these emotions are existing, that they for a moment took over, but that you can actually do something about it. So this is the message of hope. We can ease our emotion. I'm not saying we can control them. We can temper them down. We can recognize them. We can see them coming. We can see them around the corner saying, okay, I know this feeling. I know this is happening to me. I have seen this before. Write it down. Make a journal if you need to. Write down the steps so you'll recognize them. And remember, it's like a little bit like neuro-linguistic programming. If your brain knows, oh, okay, this is the feeling I had before, and this is what happened, and this is how I got out of it. Write yourself a prescription on how to get out of this emotional pain. And if you're really, really in such a horrendous place, reach out to people. There are helplines, there are shelters, there are churches, there are people listening to you outside. There are help groups on the internet. Choose the right one. Don't choose a scammer, please. They are out there. They're watching you. But I'm sure you have one friend, one very good friend that's also there for you. Some of my friends said to me, if we're not there for the moment you need us, then we're not friends. So reach out to your friend or be someone's best friend during those days. And we'll make this a time that we can go through, that we can grow strong, that you recognize who are your friends. And maybe it's a good thing. And I want you to know that you are strong. It may not feel like this at days, and trust me, been there. But we can do this. We can do this. We are just so many out of there. There are so many of us, and I know you can do this. If you want to talk about it, you can reach out to me. Go to justbeyourself.life, send me an email, and we can chat. If you want to mention something, if you want to give me a comment, if you want to add something, if you want to give out some advice or the way you handle your emotion, I'll be happy to hear about this. In the meantime, thanks again for listening. Thanks for being yourself. Thanks for taking care of yourself. Try to listen to yourself. Take care of others. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you soon. Thanks again. Bye.